mess. So yeah.
So, you know, after we see the Sex Pistols commercial, there is no reason in the world why you are not on Saturday Night Live.
Well.
Come on!
From your mouth to Lord ears.
Yeah, Lauren. I mean, just perfect fodder
One
that
day.
you showed so perfectly that you definitely are capable of doing the shtick.
I love
and
that
not
show.
only just the acting, but I mean, you could sing there too.
Yeah, it would be nice. Yeah, it's a great show. I've got a lot of friends on that show, and it's it would be obviously a lot of fun to do it. And you know, but I'm not asking for the world on the string when it comes to that world. I mean, I understand, you know, what if, you know, I like the idea of working hard for it. I don't want to just kind of break into any kind of comedy or acting role just because I've got fame in the music world. You know, I am very appreciative of the brilliant comedians that get to do that show, that get to be in these movies that are so deserving. And so, you know, I've got a little more earning to do before I can reach the SNL plateau.
He's so humble, isn't he? He's so humble.
I've got, you know, when it happens, it'll be the right time.
You said that one of your childhood dreams was to be on Broadway. Still have that dream?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a dream.
haven't given that
I'm
up.
waiting too. You know, Broadway takes time, and it's hard work. And, you know, just having kind of studied theater before I got signed, and now being so welcomed by the Broadway community and so humbled by that, it's, you know, I want to make sure that I don't just kind of parachute in to an already existing, you know, 3-week only kind of thing. I don't want it to be gimmicky. I'd like to start from scratch, either with a brand new show or a revival of a show that we really love, and really kind of do it the right way. And that takes time. So maybe after the All That Echoes tour, I will take a little, I will take some time off to work harder than I've ever worked in my life, and maybe do 8 shows a week. We'll see.
What is your favorite Broadway show?
That's a good question. I did Chess on Broadway and in London at Royal Albert Hall. Beautiful show. I really like that show for a couple of reasons. One, because the music is so undeniably beautiful, brilliant, written by Tim Rice and Benny and Bjorn from ABBA, but also because it was a bit of a kind of an underdog in the musical theater world. It's become a cult favorite because it never lasted very long in any city. They kept trying to change the story. It was brilliant music and never a great show. And so I like that challenge. To me, I feel like it's ready for some kind of a revival and fresh thinking. I also am a big Sondheim fan. I would love to do something like Sunday in the Park with George. Would be a blast for me.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah. So we look forward to the new.
I want an
movie
excuse
that's
to
gonna
grow a
come
beard.
out.
That's all I'm asking. I'm tempting. I've got like a chia pet face for the last 6 years.
And the day's growth, that is?
This is just from this
Just
morning.
today?
This is just, you have no idea what lurks underneath. I am.
Don't give them any idea. I'm Tish Eiston in the CHFI Theater on the World Wide Web at chfi.com, and we have Josh Groban.
So personal.
Up close and personal.
So personal.
So, we'll let them take their picture.
Eat your heart out, Bieber.
You're such a good sport. You really are.
Are you kidding? This is great.
Yeah, I know.
I love doing this. You guys are a blast. No, the Sex Pills are not real. I'm sorry.
So,
Santa is.
there was a documentary that came out, actually it premiered at the Sundance Film Festival and is now available on Rogers On Demand on DVD. Dave Grohl is responsible for it. It's called Sound City, and it is just one of the most fabulous rock and roll documentaries ever made. The music is just out of this world, and
Incredible.
the people are really incredible. And you were one of the last artists to record at Sound City.
That's right.
With Rick Rubin.
That's right.
Who himself looks like a freak.
Oh my God!
But man, he is the coolest guy.
He's like Genius Guru dude, and we had a great time together. We recorded a lot at Sound City, and such a legacy there. The walls have so much history in them, and that board. I mean, you feel emotional about a soundboard in that documentary, and so it was an incredible learning experience working with somebody like Rick and working in that studio. Both the studio and the producer, totally different kind of worlds from where I came from. So to come from a much more kind of polished, very Hollywood strings, very kind of glossy production style to kind of a very authentic and gritty world of that studio and that producer was a really wonderful experience for me, a great learning experience, and happy to have been a small part of the history of that studio.
It's pretty cool.
It's cool.
And music does leave a resonance everywhere, so you felt that in there.
You feel it in all the great studios in LA. You feel it at Capitol, you feel it at Sony. there's some of those walls that was Gone with the Wind in there. That was, you know, some of the West Side Story. I mean, it's you see the pictures on the wall of the hallways, and you see the microphones hanging that are the mics that are still there that you're going to use to sing "Happy in My Heartache." I mean, it's the same gear, and it commands a real respect, and it commands a bar raising mentally when you walk in there. That, you know, anything you were doing in your car, any traffic you were mad at, any phone calls you wanted to get off the phone. Once you step foot in a holy place like that, it's time to get to work, and I love studios like that.
Rick Rubin, by the way, is a fellow who founder of Def Jam Records, Beastie Boys, Metallica, Black Sabbath. So,
in all of your CD collections, I'm sure.
In all of your CD. So, you know.
They're in mine.
Such an opposite end of the spectrum for you. Now, was Sound City the way they described it, and how it was really dirty and people would go to the bathroom in the corner and stuff? Like, did you
I refrained from that.
You're glad.
Yeah.
No, like
as much as Howard Hughes is an influence on my life, I decided not to pee in the corner. I was, you know, it's not the cleanest studio in the world, but I certainly wasn't.
You're diplomatic too.
No, I wasn't taken back by any kind of dirtiness. It was swept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was swept.
It sounded so good that I didn't care, you know, about any.
And some of the darker songs from that album, were recorded in those wonderful music.
Yeah, a lot of it. We did it half and half. We did it partly at that studio and partly at Capitol. So 2 very historic rooms, and yeah, Rick. It was such an interesting process working with Rick, because I was not in any way, shape, or form anything he'd ever done before, and so it was a learning curve for him. It was a learning curve for me, and that excited me. After having done a gazillion selling Christmas record with David Foster, I thought, okay, well, if now's not the time to try and branch out, take a risk, be on my toes again, be scared again. I don't know when it is, because you can get very comfortable, and that comfort can sometimes lead to feeling stale. And so sometimes you need to jump out of your own skin a little bit in order to do, you know, some of your freshest work. And I couldn't have made this new album without having made the last album. I learned a lot from that process, and this album seems to me to be kind of the perfect blending of old school wheelhouse of what I feel I do best, and also kind of pushing forward in new ways as well.
The next logical step, so
rap.
to speak. Yes, that's it.
Insult comedy. I don't know. I feel, yes. Yeah, it was the next logical step. The next step after this, who knows? But I'm sure it'll come to me in the next year.
We're up close and personal with Josh Groban in the CHFI Theater. And around the world at CHFI.com. So one of the things that you have embraced, technology, Twitter.
Yes.
We had a little tweet up on our screen there just a few minutes ago, and you make yourself quite accessible to your fans, actually, because they can follow and they know that Sweeney is hanging out. And did you bring him?
No, he's not here. He's great. Thank you for asking.
Somebody asked.
He's really good. But he's not here. He's at home. But he does love Toronto. He really does. He's been here, and this is so gross. I know the exact spot. Looking out my hotel window, I can see the whole city, and I can pinpoint the exact spot that he took the biggest poop I've ever seen in my entire life. In the history of his 7 years, the most enormous potty he ever made was in this
And
beautiful
how long
city.
ago would that have been?
That was maybe 4 years ago.
Oh
4 or
my
5
gosh,
years ago.
and you still remember that.
But that's
crazy.
bad for humans. But in dog language, that's a compliment. Like that's you don't have a picture, do you? You scared me.
I
We got a clip. Let's take a look. We've got a lot of surveillance cameras around this city. We contacted the local police, and we have them.
So there are some interesting things that you do tweet, and there is a picture that is going to pop up there in just a second that I know. There
I am.
Is that not the cutest picture of Josh Groban ever?
Me.
I think you tweeted that about 2 weeks or so
I
ago.
still love bath time.
It's a great
And
picture. Okay, again, don't give them any ideas.
If I've got that expression on my face now during bath time, something's fishy's going on. That's an expression only children can get away with. 31 years old with that smile would just be creepy. It's like,
How old were you in this picture, do you know?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know,
so cute.
15? I was a really late bloomer, so anything's possible. I don't know, 3? Yeah.
You look like you're about 3.
Yeah, I'm not a parent, as you can tell. I don't know how old that damn kid is. Who cares? I don't know.
Well, it's pretty cute.
He's a troublemaker, I'll tell you that. Get him off the screen. I hate him. He probably didn't even use the washcloth. He's probably filthy.
So we did ask, I asked through my Twitter at Tish Eiston, some people to tweet